realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever.
My man Boog had a great tweet last night. He was like, man, he said the tone of everything in Philly is just so aggressive. I'm like, yeah, nigga, the men, the women, the cats, the dogs, the babies, everybody is like, what pussy?
Yeah.
Do I gotta get the stick?
Yeah.
Like everybody's on angles. 13-year-old boy got murdered the other day, sitting in a car on his way to school.
Yeah, that happened right near my depot. Yeah.
Shit is crazy,
They
man.
said the car that did it was like kids in the car.
Yeah,
They said they found the car afterwards. It was like a PT Cruiser or something. Yeah. Like y'all, if like y'all wilding just being in the PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
Like, just you know you up for nonsense. Like,
yeah, the overall tone of everything that's going on in Philly right now is very it's very depressing. We kind of touched on it a little bit last week when Cure Hip Hop was here. But just, overall, instead of fixing the problem, you have the minority of people like Pastor Carl and things like that are out in the community making their presence felt, mobilizing other brothers in order to, try to combat the community problems, get to the root of some of these issues and things like that. For the most part, everybody else, the other 99% is just pointing fingers and complaining and just saying about what's wrong or it's the Democratic administration's fault or fire Krasner and this. And I'm just like, well, yeah.
We at 4:30. Like, and it's so weird. Whenever there's a murder, whenever it happens on Twitter, somebody's always adding Krasner or Philly mayor.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, good job on the soda tax and the plastic bags. And it's just like Carl said, it's like you can't put that all on one man. Like, it's the community's falling apart. Because for the most, you think about it, it's so funny because in these situations, people always be like, we run our communities and we the ones who are the gatekeepers and it'd be like, why not when all of this goes on now is where's the mayor at?
On their own.
Yeah.
Like, I run a peaceful community. This shit right here, I don't have nothing to do with this.
Yeah. So it's bad. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like we talked about.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's sad because it's like, damn, like you see in situations like this, like kids killing kids.
Yes.
Like that's just the norm.
The reality of it is you place people in a situation where you restrict their movement, put them in the house for 3 months, you can't go nowhere. Then you give motherfuckers access to more money than they ever had. They go out here, get a taste of success, ball out, go to Miami 14 times, go to Vegas once, go to Atlanta 17 times, rent a bunch of cars, all of this old shit, buy endless belts, and then you cut the faucet off. Even going back to last summer when they started to cut it off last July, and it was like, oh, you got to submit extra information to verify your identity in order to keep getting PUA and all of that. That disenfranchised a bunch of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
It is crazy because I was in Neiman Marcus the other day at KOP and I was in there with my homie and she was just like, yeah, things are like back to normal now. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like they got real life clothes, shoes. Yeah, I bought
actual inventory.
They have inventory because it's like, yeah, it's over. You know what I mean? Like whatever, like when the riots is over, like whatever you got, you got.
So all of that happens, and then when the dust settles, all niggas got is a bunch of stories about what they did. And 3D printed handguns, niggas is gonna go out here and make shit shake. If you look at fucking Instagram and look at the news, all of these snatching grabs going on again. Motherfuckers, they got that brazen. Motherfuckers running in Louis Vuitton. I'm not sure what city they was in, but it was a Louis Vuitton store. You see 9 niggas running out of Louis Vuitton.
You saw the Montclair Jones.
The Montclair Jones. Then you see this shit was one of the department stores in New York, I believe. I don't know if it was Neiman Marcus or Bergdorf. They got the ceiling camera pointed down. You see niggas. I'm just like, niggas is back to that shit.
It's crazy because I was at the Montclair store at Ball Harbor the other day, and I tried. I was gonna buy the coat. I was gonna buy it, and they're I guess expensive or whatever. But I want one. I like the coat was like $1,600. but I need an 8 now.
Okay.
And because my shoulders and shit are so fucking, my shoulders and like my back are so fucking big, I can fit the 7 and I can zip it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
now what?
yeah, I'm Popeye status. So the girl in there was like, they're going to be dropping 8s in the next couple of weeks in certain cuts of the jacket.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, when the 8 comes in, let me know. Because I want, like, they had a red, I'm not even a red jacket nigga, but like, I felt like it looked good.
Right.
I look like something. And I was just like, I want this jump. So I'm like, yeah, when the 8 come in, let me know. Because I feel like I'll be good in that. But it's just like, yeah, we the smash and grab shit is nuts. That's like back popping out. Like, damn, we on
When the last
bottom
time
of
you
the
ain't seen no
barrel.
smash and grabs in about 4 years. Even pre-COVID, niggas was like, man, we ain't doing that bad. We ain't doing no smash and grabs.
You see the joint with a girl, they ran out of the store with all the clothes.
the
and,
Nike shit?
And the girl they wouldn't let her in the car. So she had to go fit.
Yeah. Somebody said the best commentary on that was there's a Sha'Carri Richardson joke in here somewhere. Cause she had the Nike shit on.
Yeah.
Sha'Carri Richardson joke in here somewhere.
On subject, but off subject, but on subject, but off subject. The last night in Miami was the fight night. And the white men, no offense, Taylor, the white men everywhere were talking so greasy.
So filthy.
They're so greasy. And they like, Tyson's gonna, it's so weird that everything boils down to race, because I'm like, why are y'all telling me this? Why are y'all
I believe you.
Why are y'all just walking up to me with this information? Like, you coming out of the store, white motherfucker, yeah, Tyson gonna kill your boy Wilder tonight. It's like, that's not my boy.
I'm voting for Tyson.
That's not my boy. I actually got 700 on Tyson Fury to knock him out. I'm like, what the fuck? I was telling Ryan Jules, I'm like, yo, white people like, yo, Tyson gonna kill Wilder tonight. And I'm like, you know it's racism fueled, and I can't even argue with them because they right. I'm like, they right as
Am I a
shit.
racism advocate by default?
Marv hit me. Was that in the group chat or did like it wasn't a group chat?
No, it wasn't a group chat.
He texted me. Marv was like, yo, man, Deontay Wilder is paying plus 1,400. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, look, man, I hate to be your financial advisor in this situation, but don't do that. Like, save your
It's a reason why
save your money.
he's saying it.
But yeah, the fight was Saturday night, man. Tyson versus Deontay Wilder. Fight three. First fight ended, of course, with the draw.
Which was a robbery because Wilder lost that fight too.
But he knocked him down in that 12th round, and that saved him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't gonna hold you. When he hit him and he started doing the shoulder shuffle, I'm like, oh shit, 12th round knockout. Like, you know, it's really happened. Tyson Fury got up like nothing happened.
Yeah, no, I eat those. Pussy.
Yeah. And it's like, I know for Deontay Wilder that had to like shake him a little bit.
Yeah, it's demoralizing when every other person that you hit with that is like out of the sport.
Yeah.
And then this is like back working a job.
Yeah.
And you hit this motherfucker with endless Jones of those, and then the one that finally knocked him down, he like, yeah, where we going to breakfast at?
Yeah. I don't know if people remember, but pre-Tyson Fury saga, Fury Wilder saga, Deontay Wilder straight was like, my goal is to kill somebody in the ring.
Yeah.
That was what because he was knocking niggas out that bad that he was like, I want to kill. I remember they was like mad at him for saying that. And they was like, nah, like Tyson was like, Mike Tyson was like, that's where we come from. We gladiators. Like, that's the attitude. He's like, I used to go in there and think that same thing. Like, I'm going to kill this guy. Like, that's the attitude. And that was what it was. Like, yo, Deontay Wilder, 6'7", he 240, he cut up like a bag of dope, and he got the craziest right hand out there. He not that great of a boxer, but he's 6'7" with a reach, and he got a crazy right hand.
His YIOTA game.
His YIOTA is
top tier.
Right.
YIOTA.
Right. The old school boxer with like that joint. Yeah. But what happened was he wound up going up against Tyson Fury, who is taller,
master boxer.
Tyson, and it's so crazy because I said it the other day. I'm like, yo, man, Deontay Wilder got one more time to lose to this nigga with 3% body fat, and he fat as shit. And I'm done working out. I'm giving up on this shit because it's like, god damn, dog. Deontay Wilder really the most lean in shape heavyweight, and he dead ass looks like fucking Razor Ruddock or like young Tyson. The way
young Holyfield,
cruiserweight
Holyfield.
What was the nigga we talked about him before? Mike Tyson beat him. Bruce Seldon. Like, he looked like one of them motherfuckers. And Tyson Fury come in, his gut hanging over his belt.
I love handle.
Oh. And so they had the first fight, of course, was the draw. Second fight, Tyson Fury just got him out of there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
floor with him.
They threw the towel in, which is like wild as shit.
Then Wilder went on this whole campaign, this conspiracy theory campaign. You had something in your gloves and this, and you had to cheat to beat me.
And then he started saying
Rosa
that
Parks, Martin Luther King.
His outfit was too heavy.
Yeah. I was tired from the 94-pound outfit that I wore to the ring.
I didn't realize I had too much bullshit on until I actually put it on and came out to the ring.
I didn't realize that was like fighting 12 rounds in itself.
Yeah. So it was a lot of nonsense in it. So of course the third fight happened the other night. And I'm going into it like Wilder doesn't have a shot. I'm sorry.
There is nothing that you've shown in the first two fights that you can hang with this man other than the fact that you've hit him with some big shots here and there, but he shake that shit off every time.
He that punch that if Deontay Wilder hit Anthony Joshua with that jump, it's a wreck. Because Carlos Ruiz hit Anthony Joshua, one of them, and Anthony Joshua ain't want to fight.
Yeah.
He got up off the canvas. The ref counted to 10 and was like, come towards me. That nigga looked at his corner like
oh, this what we doing?
Y'all let this shit go on. He looked at his corner like, this what we on, huh?
Y'all still want me to die out here.
Real shit.
Mexican niggas clearly trying to kill me.
Mexican niggas on that bullshit. Y'all
he
just
came to fight.
Fat Mexican nigga on some bullshit. Y'all just letting it go on. Real talk. If he hit Anthony Joshua with that shit, it's a rizap. He hit Tyson Fury with the best shot he could in the 12th. That wasn't a first round jump.
Right.
Like at the end of the fight when you gassed and your legs is out of it. He hit him with his best jump at the end of the fight. Tyson Fury ate that shit. There's nothing you got for this man. Yeah. It just is what it is. So I know Wilder don't stand a chance. But seeing everybody, and like I said, race plays the biggest part in these joints because it's all
got race baited.
Yeah, it's I mean, not me. I knew. I literally told Ronda, I'm like, yo, he don't. But I'm like, yeah, he don't stand a shot in hell. And you saw it from the beginning. The first round, Wilder came out super moving, super energetic, letting the jab go. He's moving around. I'm like, okay,
he was solid the first four.
It looked good.
Yeah.
And just out of nowhere, Tyson Fury just started punching him. He caught him on the top of the head, dropped him. I'm just like, it's about to go down here. But I'll give Deontay Wilder this credit. He definitely did not give up.
Facts.
He fought back, dropped Tyson Fury twice.
Yeah.
Dropped him twice. It was like, oh shit, Deontay Wilder showed a lot of fucking heart. You know my favorite tweet of the night? Puff at the end of the fight added Deontay Wilder was like, yo man, you got a lion heart. What you did tonight was ferocious and I'm impressed. Don't hold your head down. Keep it up, King. I love what I saw. And Black at Puff was like, yo, you stay flirting. I fell out when I saw that.
I love what I saw.
Yo. But yeah, Deontay Wilder put up a hell of a fight, man. His heart is not lion heart. His heart is huge, but he does not have the skill to beat Tyson Fury. And I think everybody
you gotta stay away from that bull.
Yeah, his next fight should be against Jules. Like, yeah, somebody 6'6" that, ain't that equipped to beat you. Like, real shit. You'd be better off with that. Because fighting Tyson Fury is obviously it's not it. It's just not it. And people just gotta face facts. Like, Tyson Fury he's a better boxer.
Yeah, Skip Bayless called him an alien. He said it makes no sense.
No.
He was like, the fight goes on longer after he gets knocked down twice and he's getting stronger and more, like his wind is getting better as the fight goes along.
He became more accurate as the fight went on. It was bizarre. Like once the 8th, 9th round, everything he threw was connecting. It was like he couldn't even just stop it.
Did you see what he did after the fight?
Who?
He went, Tyson Fury. He went to a fucking rave with Steve Aoki.
Oh, no, I didn't see
Till like
that.
8 in the morning.
Oh, shit.
He had the same shorts on still.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't see that.
Shirts.
No. Damn.
He's a fucking animal,
Yeah. And, his reach is just so crazy that it's like, Anthony Joshua, we saw it now, like, you don't got it. Deontay Wilder don't got it.
Yeah.
There's nobody. He might go the next 5-6 years without even coming close to a loss.
Yeah.
Because Deontay was the best out of them niggas.
Right.
So
because Anthony Joshua was scared to death to fight Deontay Wilder.
No, Anthony Joshua.
He was like, oh no, mates.
No. I gotta wait for Drake to pick Deontay Wilder to win. That's the only way I'm coming out there to fight him. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But all in all, it was a great fight. Great fight. The night was lit. Everybody was there. It was turned like a motherfucker, man. And they was going crazy down there.
My favorite part of the night. Never want to miss a moment. Jake Paul chimed in after Tyson Fury won and said, "I think Tyson Fury might finally have earned a chance to fight me," on Twitter. Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
You ain't see my tweet after that. I'm like, damn. So white men really run boxing again, and it was Dr. Umar with his face.
The Paul brothers never missed an opportunity to insert themselves into some legitimate boxing conversation. The Muhammad Ali shit. This, like, fam, y'all are the best marketers other than fucking Floyd in pro boxing.
I can't believe it, but it's like white men have come back to take boxing.
Yes.
This shit is nuts. We never thought it would happen.
What in the Rocky Marciano
what in the Rocky and Tommy Gunn is going on? Yo, you know when you at the hotel, the dumbest movies be on the movie channel? Mm-hmm. Rocky 5 was on the other day. I was watching it. When that nigga pulled up in the limo, ain't no park bench, son. He was sitting on that scene. Remember the old head black nigga that was trying to get him to come back to boxing and shit? He was hilarious in Rocky 5.
Yo, the number one problem that I have with Rocky, when Rocky got made, the first one, it was supposed to be a one-off. It was a single film.
Yeah.
Rocky was basically about like the blue collar, hard work ethic of a Philly fighter, a journeyman, not that good, gets beat up a lot.
That's what the black boy. You represent the nobodies, the have-nots, the has-beens. Exactly. That's what you is.
And Rocky was like 13 and 47. Yeah. That was like his professional fighting record. By the time Rocky 2 and 3 rolled around, he was 57 and 0. Never lost a fight. And I'm just like, yo, how did we get here when I saw Rocky 1?
Rocky was a bozo. He was a Shylock.
Yes. Yeah. A 5'6" journeyman heavyweight fighter that was getting punched around by everybody. Yeah, second John. Yeah, Rocky with a professional record of 57 and 3. I'm like, what? Did we are we in an alternate timeline?
Rocky 5 was crazy. That was my favorite Rocky out of all of them though, because it was the most, I guess, the worst, and so I liked it. Like in retrospect,
so bad it's good.
Yeah, that shit was all that. Move Tommy Gunn in the basement, fucking trap house in Kensington. Yeah, Rocky 5 was crazy as shit, man. But yeah, the fight was turned, and like I said, people was super into it. I don't know what the numbers did. I can't see it doing that crazy pay-per-view wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, the heavyweight class in boxing it's Tyson Fury and nobody else.
It's Tyson Fury and the rest of them niggas.
Yeah, real shit. But seeing Jake Paul and Logan Paul and him, and it's just like, damn, we're back here now.
Yes.
Like we're back.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a Sugar Ray Robinson or somebody. I put it on Twitter, was like, because Jules was saying, he's like, yo, man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, I hate the Paul brothers. Like, I want to see what's the one that really box?
Logan.
He's like, I want to see him lose. Like, and it's just annoying as shit to me to see these black guys go in there. He's just beating they fucking ass. So I put on Twitter, like, who do y'all think, like, because he not gonna, like, ain't no real boxer gonna fight him.
No.
So they, like,
they kill him.
Yeah, like, who do you think could, like, be like a retired black athlete that could get in there and really, give these honkies what they got coming to them? And somebody on Twitter was like, Ron Artest. And Jules like, yes, that's what we need. We need to set that up. I'm like, yo, Ron Artest will kill one of these.
Yo, apparently Lamar Odom is part owner of celebrity boxing now. And he's the marquee fighter, and he's beating up random white dudes like hotcakes.
Yeah, I can believe it.
In random like bars in Connecticut and such. So maybe we can build Lamar Odom up to a showdown with Logan Paul.
I'm like, Ron Artest coming in and hurt somebody for sure.
Coming in there with the blick, boxing gloves. Yeah. I brought my gat with me.
Real shit. Boxing just as an overall is pretty terrible now. It's just bad. All the way around.
I mean, it's the same shit that been going on forever. Until their hand is collectively forced, the promoters are going to continue to make fights that are most advantageous for their individual pockets and not
Right.
what's best for the sport of boxing.
Right.
It just is what it is. Like, it's all of these great welterweights and lightweights and shit that Tank should be fighting. He's fighting a nigga I never heard of in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea who this human is. And guess what? I'm gonna be right there watching this shit.
I mean, because
might go to the fight.
it's funny though that you say that, because we talk about social media all the time and how. Did you see the school got shot up the other day?
No.
It was in
in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, the young boy got bullied, he got beat up,
Got
the day
beat
before,
up,
whatever.
and
Came back with the 4-5.
And I was saying it the other day. We was at dinner and we was talking about it, and I was like, where we are in life right now is like nothing dies anymore.
Right.
It lives on because everything is recorded and everything has an outlet.
Yeah.
Like everybody's in, and that's what the John I peeped the other day in Barton G's. Everybody is an influencer.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you got 2 million followers or 2.
Yeah.
Everybody is from here with it
Yeah.
and need the right lighting.
Motherfuckers
and
are documentary filmmakers.
dog, the girl next to us, I'm talking about the girl filmed her no bullshit. The boomerang, she took 30 different boomerangs of her with the popcorn chicken trying to get the right video, like her pointing at the shit, getting right. And I'm just sitting there like, there ain't no pop to that popcorn chicken no
that's
more.
$18 of a strip. You can relax now.
And everybody's. Remember I told you when I moved out to John, they had ring lights and hookahs. Like, oh, y'all some influencers. Everybody is an influencer. So where you got that aspect, to, like, think about it. A car crash happened. Before people come over to see if they cool, oh shit, look at this John, y'all, I'm out here, nigga just ran into the ball. Like, real shit.
Boy, fish telling in a scat pack.
So where you got that, nobody's allowed to like be a loser. And I think these boxing promotions, they realize it to where it's like one loss could just fuck your whole shit up.
Yes.
So like they gotta keep Bud away from Errol Spence. They gotta keep Errol Spence away from Tank. They gotta keep Tank away from Canelo. They gotta keep Canelo away from him. Like, because once you lose, they gonna grind. Think about when Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez. That became a meme.
Yeah.
He laid next to Ayo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was a real live meme that lives forever.
Yeah.
And if you don't ever avenge that or get past it, they will tear you up for that shit for the rest of your life. The young boy, like back in the day, think about it, you had fights. I lost a fight. Yeah. But nobody saw it unless you was in room 307 in Alpha House. You did not.
Right.
To the point where motherfuckers in Delta later on the day, like, I heard you was fighting with Juan. I fucked him up.
You could tell your
Tell
own
him
story.
I beat that nigga to the pavement.
And that nigga said he DDT'd you on the desk. No, that nigga lying, bitch ass nigga lying. Ain't
Whereas nowadays you tell, I fucked him up. Well, look right here, you see, I made it.
At what point in this 48 seconds did the fucking up take
I'm gonna
place?
put it on the Apple TV so you can see, so you can show me where is that.
I got the laser pointer.
Yeah. You got the last 52 seconds. Yeah, real
Right
shit.
before that, I was fucking him up.
I thought somebody called Tom, so I chilled.
I stepped back. Next thing I know, I look like bitch ass nigga attacked me. Now I'm on the defense.
And that's what happens is like everybody's an influence and everything lives forever. So it's like nobody wants to take no loss ever.
At anything. Niggas don't want to lose at tiddlywinks. Like,
at anything.
At pity pat.
And I had to, we gonna get into that on Patreon and then we talk about that whole Dirk situation. Cause I got a lot to say about that when it comes to the way Instagram in particular, but social media as a whole has filtered our minds to think and believe only one way. But we'll get into that later. But I will say this, something else I watched over this weekend while I was chilling in my $2,000 a night room, Dave Chappelle Netflix special.
Yes.
I sat and I watched it. What do you give it this, John, grading wise? Because it's not like a normal comedy special.
It's social commentary.
To me, it wasn't a comedy
it's
special.
It's social commentary, and it's the whole purpose of it was to wrap up all of his previous Netflix specials and tie up all the loose ends with all of this different stuff, things that he might have left open-ended or unresolved or whatever the case may be. To me, what I viewed it was, this is a black man, a rich black man being very transparent about the pushback that he has received in trying to display his art, and give honest commentary about what is going on in the world, right, wrong, or indifferent, about how he just sees things. And the fact that people are asking for inclusion but cannot be a joke and do not ever want to be the brunt of the joke. The overarching theme of all of it, that was kind of like the underlying thing, was that gay people are a minority until they need to be white. And that in itself was a very poignant point, because we see videos all the time on World Star with black people or the gay community and shit like that. They whooping niggas' asses. They ain't calling no police and asking for no protection. You disrespect me, I'm gonna treat you like you disrespected me. I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass.
Right.
Whereas white people that are in the LGBTQ community, they put phones in your face, they antagonize you, they push buttons, and then soon as you meet their aggression with aggression, they turn into cop callers. And they make things about the fact that how you're responding to them or what you're doing to them is about the fact that they're a part of this community rather than the fact that they're a fucking asshole.
Right.
And it's like, a fucking ass. If you're a fucking asshole, I don't care who you have sex with. That has nothing to do with my determination. If where we meet is I'm trying to do this or go somewhere or move forward, and you're impeding my progress to where I'm trying to go, and you're being a fucking asshole about it, or you're being abrasive about it, my response to that has nothing to do with the fact that you may or may not be gay.
I think people just forget that we're human beings, and human beings work a certain way.
Absolutely.
Like Chris Rock said it years ago, was like, if you get into a car accident with me and you open your car door and you only got one leg, I'm going to say something about the leg.
Yeah.
It's what it is. He's like, no wonder you couldn't brake. Said, I hope you got some two-legged insurance. Like, that's just the way we're wired. Yeah. You know how I know? You know, you might not know, but I know you know. You hold the door for somebody at the store. What they say? Thanks, big man. So on the flip side, if I do something that you don't like, you gonna call me a fat motherfucker. It's the way it goes. It's like, you acknowledge it when you're not mad.
Yeah.
But people be forgetting that it's like your appearance and what it is like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got on bodybuilder grease and you do something stupid, you greasy motherfucker. That's just what it is. It's like people be forgetting that shit almost. And the thing is, like Paul Mooney said it years ago, everybody likes to laugh at everything outside of white folks. Black people I love black jokes when it makes fun of us being lazy at work. And yeah, it's hilarious. And he's like, I can sit up here all day and joke about blacks, Asians, Mexicans, everybody, the Indians, all that shit. The second you start doing jokes about white people, it's like they cringe. And he's like, the craziest part is people who ain't white cringe.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that community has, like, the things around it have become, where it's like, if you make a joke that involves any of that, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
People who not even a part of the community be like, whoa.
Like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
And Paul Mooney used to always say, you gonna get us in trouble. Like, that's the way motherfuckers react to that shit. So as me personally, I appreciate Dave Chappelle for sticking his ground and being like, yo, this is the way I've always done comedy. This is who I am. When you look at people like Damon Wayans did that shit like 6-7 years ago. He's like, I'm never getting on the stage again in my life because you can't have an opinion. And I'm cool. Like, we rich.
Yeah.
We're the Wayans.
Right.
We're filthy rich.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, comedy is one of those things where y'all hear me talk about all the time. My favorite comics are Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Patrice O'Neal, and Paul Mooney. Everybody's a social commentary.
Right.
That does social commentary. That's what they do. They take what's going on in the world, what's going on in our communities, what's going on in pop culture, and they rip it apart. Right. That's just what they do. Sort of like what we do here. That's just what it is. We can tell jokes and tell our stories.
George Carlin
George Carlin and Bill Burr, another two that are really good at this shit. And me personally, I don't like, everybody's talking about the whole Kevin Hart and Cat Williams versus, and you saw the fake story, the comedy hype had.
I just want to let y'all know it's never going to happen. Kevin Hart is rich as a motherfucker. In case y'all don't know,
yeah,
like,
but
mega rich.
But even beyond that, it's like the comedy hype had the fake story the other day that Kev doesn't think Cat Williams is top 5 and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, ain't neither one of these niggas
Right,
top
neither
5.
one of you. Well, the good news is neither one of y'all are top 25.
Well, they top 25. But like when it come down to me, I don't necessarily look at like the joke shtick shit as like being on the level of like a Richard Pryor,
right,
or Eddie Murphy, or a Dave Chappelle, or a Red Fox, or a Bernie Mac, or it's like I got them in like the Mike Epps and DL Hughley's, like they're in that shit. DL probably is the best out of them, but it's like I look at them in that range of like that. Like I never in my life am gonna look at like Kevin Hart the way I look at Dave Chappelle.
Right.
It's just not what it is.
Yeah, because your gift as a comedian is your thought process. Like
right.
The way that you approach things and what you extrapolate from a situation and then how you present it to the world.
Yeah.
Because you can have 5 people sitting around looking at a same can of liquid death, and my thought, your thought, Taylor's thought, Dan's thought, whoever else thought is going to all be different.
Right.
Whoever comes up with the most clever extrapolation of it and presents it in a way that's understandable to the audience is going to be the person that's like, damn, his take on that was the best.
Right.
So it's when it comes to comedians, the type of topics that they even broach to begin with is shows your level of intelligence, understanding, and your bravery as a comedian, because you can be canceled. Like
there was a show I watched where it was Patrice O'Neal on a stage with Bob Saget, Roseanne, and I want to say Sandra Bernhardt. And Patrice O'Neal was saying how comedy, if everybody's laughing, you bullshit as a comedian. Yeah. And that, he used to like fuck with Kevin Hart all the time because it's like, why are you so safe? And like, he said it, half the room is supposed to be mortified. Yeah. Like half the room should be laughing. Half of the room should be like in an uproar. And like when you look at like, Paul Mooney, Tracy Ellis Ross tried to fight him backstage.
Really?
Yeah, because of the shit he did with Diana Ross. It was like
Diva.
Said Diana Ross done got drunk, married a white man, moved to the mountains. We ain't seen the bitch since. She get drunk, pulled over the car. They took her to Betty Ford, had to lock up because she was so drunk. She in the hallway singing loud, "If there's a cure for this, I don't want it." Like, bitch, shut up, go to your room, take your medicine. Said, "Do you know who I am?" "Yeah, bitch, you drunk."
Yeah, bitch, you drunk.
But he said when he did all that shit with Diana Ross, Tracy Ellis Ross saw him at the BET Awards and dead as it's like you're supposed to invoke emotion when you do certain shit, and that's the tip. Him, Patrice O'Neal, all of them do.
Yes.
To the point where you got people in the industry, like, did you see the motherfucker from Dear White People was like mad at Dave Chappelle? And it's just like, dog.
Here's the thing, right? And Kev had a tweet about this the other day. The show, one of the showrunners from Dear White People was a white man that transitioned to being a woman during COVID, whatever. Transitioned to being a woman. So you mean to tell me a white male that is now a white woman can work on a show criticizing white people and their whiteness about how they deal with black people, but a black man can't criticize the LGBT community about how they dealt with another person of their community?
Yeah.
That's where my brain checks out.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah.
Like where are we at and what the fuck are we doing?
The outrage culture, and we talk a lot of times about different things, op culture and all.
Yeah.
The outrage culture has reached the fever pitch to the point where people are disengaging that were legitimately members of the shit.
Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle even sat on there like, yo, I'm a feminist. Like, I want equal pay for women. I want everybody to be a part, like, to feel equal and secure in who they are and what's going on. But at the same time, I can't help but notice that the baby killed the nigga and his career took the fuck off.
Yeah.
But the baby made comments about y'all, and it's like, whoa, we got to get him out of here.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Right.
Like, think about rappers in general. Rappers, 50 Cent. His career blew up because he was involved in a real street situation and got shot 9 times. Lloyd Banks got shot 5 times. Biggie and Tupac became diamond artists behind getting murdered.
Yes.
Like, that shit is nuts.
Reward perverse behavior in dysfunctional situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then on the flip side, it's like you said, like when I thought it was hilarious that he was like, "I'm here to negotiate the release of the baby." I fell the fuck out for that. It was funny as shit.
Yeah.
The shit he was doing and saying.
He's like, man. He said, listen. He said, I go hard in the paint.
I go hard in the paint with the baby.
hard.
God damn.
Punch him right in the AIDS.
It's so funny because he kept calling him the baby. The baby. Yo, real shit. Because I remember when the band came out, my homie kept calling him the band.
The band. The band.
Like he wouldn't say the band, he'd say the band. The band. But yeah, it's like the jokes he were telling were hilarious. When he was like the when you transition from man to a woman and you get a vagina, it's like that's like a beyond vagina.
Yeah.
It's like
impossible pussy.
Impossible pussy.
It's like it is pussy, but it's like impossible pussy. And it's like if you can't find the fucking humor in that,
Right.
that's just a brittle spirit. And
Right.
at the end of the day, right now, what's going on with this Dave Chappelle situation, it's showing us that there is a huge disconnect between public consumption and public outrage. And that the people that are outraged are a loud minority. It's a small, minute group of people that are trying to say that they represent everybody, and they don't. The man got a 96% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
The weird part was everybody was like, "Oh, I had to search the Dave Chappelle joint and they burying it on Netflix." I'm like, I went on Netflix and it's the number 2.
Yeah, it was number 3 last night when I looked at it.
It's
again.
the number 2 what to do. So I was just like, what the fuck? And it's just like that. Like outrage is everywhere, no matter what side. I'm like, to the point where y'all are just making shit up on both sides. Nobody's telling the truth.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I started getting into that. That was all true what he was saying.
Yeah.
Like the girl's family approved that part of the stand-up.
And furthermore, there's reason to believe that the reason why Daphne committed suicide was because of the bullying from the LGBT community for supporting Dave Chappelle.
Ain't that crazy?
But nobody's talking about that shit.
Right. My thing is like, even when he broke down the whole Daphne part of the joint, when he was like, the guy screamed out, "Does the drapes match the carpet?" And she said, because she was a trans woman, "I don't have carpet, I have hardwood floors." And everybody fell the fuck. And it's just like, I always question, like, can this community joke? Because it don't be seeming like y'all can, you know how like us is like, think about it, black people tell other black people you black as shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, do y'all joke like that? Like, are you really gay as shit? Like, do y'all joke like
I'm gay, but you way gayer than me.
I always question that shit because us is like people like me. I'm fat. I love a good fat joke.
Yeah,
they make me giggle. They are funny.
They are hilarious.
They're hilarious. They're the funniest shits on earth when I hear them. So it's like, can y'all? Chris Rock again made a very good point to that. When you're poor, you can make all the jokes you want about somebody being rich. You rich bastard. You done lost touch with reality. You rich motherfucker. But he's like, if you rich,
you make a poor joke?
And you make a poor joke, everybody's looking at you like, is that a Honda? He was like, if you skinny, if you fat, you can make all the skinny jokes on earth. But if you skinny and make a fat joke, it's like, whoa, you body shaming.
There's this whole term now that's being pushed around through the Dave Chappelle conversation as the punching down thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it really comes down to. It's like, and Daphne said it best, is like, he doesn't punch down, he punches lines, and he's a master of his craft.
I had a homie like from back in the day, and he's gay. Like he came out as gay or whatever. And you know, everybody like family people started tripping and me, I just like, it ain't really bother me. It was like, what about, you know, Grant, I kind of knew, but it was like, you know,
I knew this 9 years ago.
Yeah, we was playing basketball. You was not out. I kind of knew this. Like, and he one day was like, yo, man, like, I appreciate you for like never, you know, acting funny with me. Like, he told me this on Facebook, like, he commented on some shit. He was like, I appreciate you for like never, you know, treat me no different in acting, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad to see you, you know, turn out pretty decent in life, whatever. And I jokingly was like, you ain't coming at me, is you? He was like, no, nigga.
Coming on to me?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, that's some shit I would say in any situation. If you tell me,
because you're looking, people like us are looking for the comedy in every
everything
anyway.
already, exactly. So it's
So
like,
why do I gotta filter myself?
and that's the annoying part. It's
Right.
like, if I'm gonna joke with you, and I joke with Taylor, and I joke with you, and I joke with Kev and Ra and Jules, why do I gotta come across somebody and now I gotta like watch what I say
You gotta turn it
and
off.
censor what I say? Because don't get it fucked up. There be times where amongst your friends and family and everybody, you joke and the joke miss. Because people not joking at the moment be like, oh, all right,
my
brother,
bad.
we being serious.
I'm doing too much. That's me all the time.
All the time. So it's like, yo, the joke might miss,
Are
but
we not joking today?
yeah, but my thing is, I'm going to take the joke because that's me.
Yeah.
That now I'm filtering who I am. Now I'm not being true to myself, and ain't that what you want?
Yeah. Am I entitled to some compensation for filtering myself and dumbing myself down?
Yeah, my mesothelioma acting up with my jokes.
Comedy feeling.
Yeah. My comedy mesothelioma acting the fuck up.
Strip part of my being.
Ain't that wild? Like, so it's like when you look at somebody like a Dave Chappelle who, like he said, I'm in this community where we don't necessarily see outside the way other people do. We're comedians first. So we're always looking for the joke and the punchline and the reaction. It's like, damn, now I gotta censor that and can't beat it. That's crazy as
I just
shit.
think the craziest part of all of it to me, and I say this with all due respect, is that people of the LGBTQ community identify with that before their own individual race, gender, nationality, whatever the case may be. It's like, oh no, I'm this first and then I'm white.
Now, because of that, I ain't gonna hold you, I envy them. And I do be like, damn, like they don't fuck around.
No, they don't. I admire the don't fuck around part of it.
It's ridiculous.
And they've been able to mobilize and unify way quicker than black folks.
Oh no.
We
And
can't get shit done.
No. And that's what he was alluding to on there with like Martin Luther King and all of that. Like, this has been going on for years. Yeah. And it's like, yo, like that's the one thing that separates that community from everybody else is where they acknowledge themselves as part of that community before anything. Before I'm white, before I'm poor, before I'm black, before I'm up, before
we
I'm
under this flag.
We whereas like
And
us,
we gonna die about it.
it's like we go, to the basketball game. It's like you sitting up there. Lord. All right.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Were those comp tickets?
Yeah, you gotta wear the band and get the Lexus Lounge, nigga. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They get access to niggas on the roof. Like,
Me and Jules was talking the other day. It was like, yo, man, somebody gave me free tickets to the game, but it wasn't courtside. I was like, I got a little stomach action. Acting up, all right.
I got them bad guts.
Yeah, I ain't coming down there. Like, yo, real shit. Like that's what separates that community from everybody else. Is the fact that they unite under that flag before they unite under any fucking thing else on earth. And they just don't play. So I will say this, I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the Spanish special. But if you haven't watched it yet and you're looking for it to be like a Kevin Hart Laugh at My Pain or a Cat Williams Pimp Chronicles or
There's no your mama jokes.
It's no your mom Wilder your mama. I hated the fuck out of MTV when
It's time for Reggie to talk about your mama.
Yo, that right there appropriating our culture.
Yeah.
MTV created a show called Joe Mama where they had random white people from all over Oakland and San Fernando Valley and everywhere else meeting up and like under bridges to tell Yo Mama jokes. And the shit was hosted by Wilder Valderrama from that
like
70s show. And this Mexican nigga couldn't say Yo Mama.
Yo Mama.
Joe Mama. I fucking hated
Joe Mama.
Joe Mama. No, this shit got 170 episodes.
Guaranteed syndication. Wilder like, I'll do it
Oh.
under one condition.
Yeah.
I need 100 episodes greenlit for automatic syndication.
60,000 episodes. Sure thing, Wilder. Go ahead, give him. Joe Mama.
We can film them all this weekend.
Yeah. Telling the worst Yo Mama jokes you ever heard in your life. That right there was the beginning of the downfall for like everything.
Without a doubt.
Without a shadow of a doubt. They really created a show called Yo Mama where they told Yo Mama jokes.
the whole show.
Believe the whole show. What's your mama jokes? How do you declare a winner for this shit?
No, when you said his mom had a peg leg with the kickstand, that was the knockout blow. That was the death blow for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know because you Cuban, and when you said your mama got the peg leg and she captured me out when I was drifting to America, that was funny.
Because I had the imagery of the pirate ship, and then your mama.
Yo mama. But yeah, if you looking for your mama jokes from Dave Chappelle, that's
not giving it.
That's not what you getting.
You're looking for some smart, intelligent comedy that you gotta pay attention to because he brings. Like, he sets shit up, and then you think that's the punch, and then it comes back around later. Like,
I'm going to tell you what it felt like watching The Elephant in the Room from Patrice O'Neal. It felt just like that. It was eerily similar, where it's like him explaining to y'all as the crowd how y'all are more ridiculous than I am.
Right.
For the jokes that I'm saying, for you to interpret them this way makes you more of an asshole than it does me.
Exactly.
That's why it's called The Elephant in the Room. Like, that shit, it was brilliant. It was brilliantly done. So I give Dave Chappelle credit. And like I said, he said it on there. I'm the nigga who got off of the train.
Yeah, I gave up $50 million.
Because of the shit I believed in and the shit I was willing to stand for. So y'all really can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
And I came back and got it all.
Yeah.
So
the one joke that made me like throw my phone and scream laughing was when he was talking about the Me Too movement and how they got it wrong. Mm-hmm. And he was like, this is my plan, and then this, and this, and I'll give it all to you if you suck my dick. He said, which kind of
puts us back at square one.
This is the reason why we here. But he just unraveled how just like, yeah, I respect the movement. I honor the movement because motherfuckers like Harvey Weinstein and Brett Ratner was out here tearing shit up. Yeah. But y'all got the approach completely fucking wrong. Y'all fucked it all up.
And one of his Netflix stand-ups, when he came out, he was like, it feels good to be back here. It's great. Everybody was clapping and shit. And he was like, it's been a while. We're getting back in the flow of things. I actually had a show and I got booed, and they put the report out that I got booed off of stage. That's only partially right. I did get booed.
I never left.
I did not leave. I get paid for the attempt. I'm like Evil Knievel. And I couldn't understand why that was so funny. And I'm like, because Evil Knievel never actually landed
shit. Never landed shit, man.
They got a documentary on him. Never landed nothing.
I watched it and I went on a whole social media rant.
Did you? You don't think I'm not on the gram?
Dog, months ago, I'm like, yo, man, like Evil Knievel is the worst.
Dog, he the worst.
His son is way more accomplished as far as actually like
because his son would legit be like, I'm gonna take this fucking 125 dirt bike and I'm gonna jump over this trash truck. Evil Knievel would be like, I'm jumping over Madison Square Garden. This shit wouldn't make no sense.
That nigga tried to jump over the fountain at Caesars
with an 80.
With an 80 at full jump. That nigga banged the fuck out. I'm like, so wait, he never landed that?
Fuck no. Evil never landed this shit.
And talk about white privilege. This is how phenomenal white privilege is.
He's a daredevil.
He got bigger after he kept not landing shit.
Dog.
He got bigger and more rich and more successful.
Dog. Evil Knievel. Are you on the phone? Evil Knievel wouldn't land shit.
Nothing.
And he blew the fuck up.
Did you know that a reporter basically wrote a story about him being a womanizer and a shyster and all this old shit?
I can believe that.
Evil Knievel went to the guy's office with a broken leg and a broken arm because he had just fucked up on some other fucking joke and had a guy beat the nigga with a baseball bat.
On his behalf?
On his behalf, while he sat there and watched it. $16 million fucking punitive damage lawsuit. Allegedly bankrupt him, but he maintained to his death that he still was financially solvent despite paying the money up.
That joke was so fucking funny because that's some Evil Knievel shit. Like, I get paid for the attempt.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Yeah. All I gotta do is show up and go up.
Cameras, CBS News, all that shit, they here for me.
All I gotta do is go up in the air. Give a fuck if I land this shit or not. And that's what Evil Knievel did.
They said they had people coming to him like, yo, you have to really like take science and like geometry into account. No, fuck that. Line up. How many buses out there now? 17. Give me 18 buses. Give me one more bus.
Yeah. Put another bus out there.
Clip the 17th bus in London. He clipped the 17th bus, almost died.
I guess that last bus
was a bad idea. Damn. So 16 buses is the right number. All right. Well, we know for next time. You know what I'm saying? We know for next time.
Mind you, the bike he on ain't been modified. Like, even if you landed,
it's a regular stock Jones.
He just went to Kmart and give me my bike.
Got an event going on this weekend.
Got this little attempt tonight. I need a bike real quick. Real shit. Evil Knievel was fucking nuts. And it's crazy because you're right. You look at his son. His son actually be pulling shit up because his son be like,
and nobody cares.
Right, give me the animal. You see these whole niggas is tripping.
And nobody cares.
Yeah.
Still in his dad's shadow.
Yeah, but Dave Chappelle's stand-up is fairly decent. But like I said, it's not your traditional comedy.
Yes.
You know, it's not Joe Mama jokes. It's not,
Joe Mama
three hoes walk into a bar. Like, it's none of that shit. He's really just
did the bartender say to Mr. Ed, why the long face?
Right,
none of that.
Yeah. Yo, nothing funny than when old white people tell you a joke and you gotta like fake laugh. Yo, the lady the other day at the TSA shit, you gotta take your mask off so they can look at your ID.
Yeah.
She's like, can you take your mask off? Oh, you want to see this beautiful face, huh? There you go. White men just annoying as shit. But yeah, shout out to Dave Chappelle for his joint. You want to talk some serious shit?
Yes.
I want to talk about the NBA. Man.
We have to. We have to.
Sports in general really has to do a better job at not just throwing motherfuckers in the trash when they done playing the game.
Yes.
Because the NBA, y'all got players out here looking crazy.
Doing anything.
And y'all are a multi-billion-dollar league. When I saw this, I saw it come across the screen, ex-NBA players indicted. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, well, what they didn't did?
When I saw it, I'm like, okay, I got on sandals and I'm about to go to the beach. So I don't have time for this. No, listen. What I tell you with the Patreon shit, I'm like, look, man, I'm on vacation. I'm not fucking with that shit right now. That's where I was at. So I saw it, no bullshit. As we was leaving out the room, I saw it come across the screen like ex-NBA players indicted. I'm like, and then I think you and Ra had started like maybe talking about it in the group chat. But I put my phone down. I was like, I'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
So then when I was at the gym, the gym, by the way, is called Anatomy. They got Pelotons in the gym.
Damn.
Like, my gym don't got Pelotons in the shit here. You know what I mean? I was on a Peloton, and the shit came from Apple. You know how Apple had a news? It dropped down and was like 18 players indicted, ex-NBA healthcare scam. And I was like, oh, I thought it might have been like some drugs, some dope shit. I'm like, let me get into this. I opened it and I'm reading it and I'm telling you, my jaw was on the floor. Like, what, yo?
Yes.
Niggas was tweaking.
Yes, let's read through through some of this. 18 former NBA players were charged with attempting to defraud the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan out of nearly $4 million, officials said Thursday. The defendants include Terrence Williams, who was the ringleader, by the way, Allen Anderson, Anthony Allen, Shannon Brown, Will Bynum, Ronald Glenn, Big Baby Davis, Christopher Douglas Roberts, Melvin Eli, Jamario Moon, Darius Miles, Milton Palacio, Ruben Patterson, the Kobe stopper, Eddie Robinson.
Oh, the Kobe stopper was, I ain't know the Kobe stopper was in there.
Eddie Robinson, Gregory Smith, Sebastian Telfair, a.k.a. So Busy with the Glizzy.
So Busy with the Glizzy.
Charles Watson Jr., Antoine Wright, and Anthony Roten. Allen's wife, Desiree Allen, was also named as a defendant. They each face counts of conspiracy to commit health care and wire fraud. By midday Thursday, 16 of the former 18 NBA players have been taken into custody, officials said. The defendant's playbook involved fraud and deception, Audrey Strauss, the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, told reporters. They will have to answer for their flagrant violations of law. Strauss said Williams, 34, a Seattle native who spent 4 seasons in the NBA, was the scheme's linchpin, submitting false claims to the league's health care plan. He was accused of supplying false invoices to support the fraudulent claims in exchange for kickback payments that totaled at least $230,000, authorities said. Prosecutors alleged that when one player didn't pay Williams, he called the co-defendant pretending to be a plan administrator and said there was a problem with the claim. Strauss said that this hope was to frighten the player into re-engaging with Williams, who was also hit with an aggravated identity theft charge in connection with the call. In total, the defendants submitted $3.9 million in fake claims and $2.5 million was paid out. The scheme was uncovered in part because of the sloppy work of the defendants, authorities said. For example, Smith, who played for the Houston Rockets, submitted claims for IV sedation and root canal and crowns that he is alleged to have received during a December 20th, 2018 dental procedure in Beverly Hills, California. Travel records, email, and publicly available box scores showed that he was playing professional basketball in Taiwan that week and did not receive root canal in Beverly Hills as represented in the claim form he submitted. At the time, Smith was in Taiwan's Super Basketball League and he scored 11 points for the Bank of Taiwan the next day in an 84-76 loss to Kaohsiung Jiaotai Technology. And several players didn't bother comparing notes to see when they were raising red flags by putting in for the same exact dental procedures on the same days. For example, Davis, Allen, and Roten filed for root canals and supposedly all performed on the same 16th on April 13, 2016, Strauss said. The trio also put in for payments for crowns done on the same 16th on May 11th, 2016. Roten and Allen filed for root canals done on the same 13 teeth on September 6, 2018, Strauss said. Several of the fake invoices and medical necessity forms stood out because they are not on letterhead, they contain unusual formatting, and they have grammatical errors, according to the indictment. Michael Driscoll, assistant director in charge of the FBI's New York field office, said such cases have damaging trickle-down impacts on consumers. The healthcare industry loses tens of millions of dollars a year to fraud. These costs are then passed down to businesses and consumers. This is a fraud we take very seriously.
That's a lot.
It's more, but yeah. I just called it. It's way more. Like, these niggas are ridiculous.
For y'all to, first off, all of y'all filing the same paperwork with the same claim for the same teeth is nuts.
Who the fuck gets 13 root canals at the same time?
Dog. Dog.
Put the sugar daddies down. Put the motherfucking peppermint bark down and drink you some water. 13 simultaneous root canals? I'm 38. I've never had a root canal, ever.
I had one.
I had one extraction.
I got my wisdoms taken out.
Yeah, I had one extraction, then my wisdom teeth, well, 2 extractions. Then
God.
I broke.
You get your wisdoms taken out? Did you get your wisdoms taken out then?
I still got 3 left. I gotta get.
God, let me tell you, they told me I had to get my wisdoms taken out. And it's crazy because I never really had no teeth. I didn't have braces. My teeth were just always straight as fuck. So I was just like, okay, whatever, wisdom taken out. So as I start telling people, like, I'm getting my wisdom taken out next week, people like, ooh.
Ooh, nigga.
Now I'm like nervous. It's just I get there. So he was like, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll feel a little bit of pain afterwards, but we'll give you some Percocet, whatever. And he was like, at the time I was large, you know what I'm saying? I was heavier. And he was like, I don't feel comfortable putting you to sleep. So I was like, so what the fuck you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna sedate you heavily, but I'm not putting you to sleep, whatever. So he sedated me and I was out. Like I could hear. And you not, it's a crazy feeling. I can't really describe it, but it's like you're there, but you're outside of your body. They have to break the teeth to get them out. Yeah. So you could hear the cracking on all of them to get the shits out. So
was your teeth, did they say they were impacted?
I'm about to tell you. This one right here was impacted. My bottom right was impacted. The other 3 weren't. So, and I remember when he pulled it out, he was like, this might be he's like, you have the biggest like roots I've ever seen. And he was like, I don't know what you are. Or like
what you are.
Yeah, I remember him telling me that shit. He was like, I remember he showed, because you can't touch him because of the infection and shit. But he showed it to me, and even to myself, I'm like, God they're like saber teeth. I'm like, yo, I might be part. The teeth were huge. He was like, yo, you have like the biggest roots I think I've ever seen on extracted teeth. It was nuts. But this one was impacted, and then this one got the blood clot came out. Because that's the whole thing. When you get them taken out, you know it's an open wound.
Yeah.
So that's why they got all the shit in your mouth, and you can't use a straw or none of that shit because it has to like clot up so that it will stop bleeding. The blood clot came out of that one. So when that happens, they have to like pack it. It's like this brown shit that they pack it with. It's like an artificial blood clot. But they have to clean it before they can do it. This motherfucker didn't tell me that what they clean it with is Listerine.
Oh shit!
So they got Listerine like in like a sprayer.
In a gun, yeah.
Dog, when they spray that shit, I almost swung on him. Like no bullshit. Think about Listerine hitting a raw open wound in the back of your mouth. That shit was crazy. Like, but yeah, that was, I had the extraction done. I'll tell you, it put me down.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even just like not trying, no shame in my game. I was crying. Yeah. Like bawling, crying.
It's nothing that compares to teeth pain. I had my
I went to my grandfather's house and just cried.
My
like
wisdom
that shit was crazy.
My wisdom tooth up here, it ended up getting infected somehow. It had a cavity in it. It got infected. It was hurting so bad, I thought it was the tooth in front of it that was bothering me because the pain was traveling or whatever in both directions. The pain got so bad, the shit shot down my mouth, down my neck, into my leg.
Oh, damn.
From my tooth.
Yeah, that might not have been no tooth pain.
No, it was tooth.
That's crazy.
I went to the hospital. They like, yo, it's nothing wrong with you, blah, blah, blah. They like, have you had any recent dental work done or whatever? It's like, you know, all of that shit is all on the same like nerve path or whatever like that. I'm like, nah. So I ended up having to go and get emergency surgery. It was like a doctor in like Doylestown, a dentist in Doylestown. He didn't really sedate me or nothing. Gave me some numbing shit, whatever. Boop, popped that motherfucker out. He like, oh yeah, you done. You want to take the other ones out? No. But he didn't ended up not having to break it or nothing. He was like, John, he's like, he came out clean.
Yeah. But 13 root canals is nuts. To have 13 in your life is nuts. Let alone at one time.
One shot. Yeah, that's it right here. Yeah. 84,000.
Yeah, like you can go get veneers for all of that. Like that shit is crazy. I like I was thinking about the veneer shit.
I was thinking about it. You know they have Jones where they basically bond on top of like your existing teeth or whatever like that down. Yeah. To where it's like still your original teeth are intact and then they just fucking put the bond and shit or whatever.
Yeah, my biggest thing is I don't want to have like teeth. Like the big ass teeth.
I don't want to where my teeth show up before I do.
Yeah. Them consequences. Yeah, I don't want them Jones. But
I don't want the consequences. I don't want the pop smokes. I don't want none of them. You know.
The old 50s.
Yeah,
none of them Jones. But yeah, these NBA niggas was wilding. You saw Glenn Baby, Big Baby did the video.
Oh,
like,
on the jet. I had my day in court. Popeye's chicken. I'm like, lock this nigga up.
Yeah, NBA.
Once they added context, everything, I'm like, arrest this nigga.
The craziest part of it was the boy who called the nigga threatening the nigga acting like he was somebody else and then got himself a fucking impersonation.
He got an extra felony.
Yeah. Like, y'all was tweaking, man. And it's just sad because at the end of the day, it was money, but it wasn't even like the nigga made $200,000.
Yeah.
Like, you would think like playing an NBA, you know, at the end of it, you'd be in a better situation where you don't got to like risk freedom and all this crazy shit for $200.
For a Ponzi scheme.
You see what I'm saying?
A dental, a health and wellness Ponzi
like we're not
scheme.
talking about $200 million.
Yeah, 200,000.
200,000
over a span of years, though.
You see what I'm saying? Like, not
this shit go back to 2016. I thought it was over a 2-year window. This shit goes back to 2016.
Right. Even if it's the 3-month window, it's like you see what I'm saying?
50 a year. Like,
so it's just
you can
like
sell T-shirts on motherfucking Amazon with.
You can start a podcast.
Baby got back. On the shit. Like, you can sell bullshit on Amazon and make $50 a year.
Yeah. Like, so it's just wild to see it all, you know.
But what it is it's a microcosm of where we are economically speaking, and the fact that everybody is frauding about their financial situation.
Bingo.
Because if you have basketball players that have elite talent and once in a lifetime connections, and these niggas are running this type of an ongoing scam for little 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
And making
threats
about they portion of a 20 and a 30.
Yeah, nigga. Motherfucking
You
phone
bitch
ring.
ass nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
No, this ain't me.
No, this ain't me. Put down that gun and take off that mask. Real
So it's like, so when you see
Man.
the best and the brightest,
Right.
the most talented part of the most talented 450 people at one point in life in the world,
Yeah.
in an era where nobody sneaks in the NBA, you belong there, and this is what niggas are reduced to doing,
Resorting to this
shit,
is like
to stay afloat.
Yeah.
Everybody broke.
Everybody.
Everybody broke.
Everybody.
If that's the case, everybody except Bezos, Zuck, Kevin Hart, The Rock, Puff, like everybody else is broke. Niggas is doing bad, man.
Yeah, I had a conversation the other day with somebody, and he had hit me up, was like, because I posted some pictures on Facebook, down the joint or whatever, and he hit me up, was like, yo, bro, and I've been thinking about going down to Miami. I need to slide down there with you, like, you know how the fuck to do it down there, whatever, like, how much was it to and I start telling him, like, and motherfucker like, wait, what? And it's just like, yeah, and it was like, well, where you stay? And I tell him how much that shit is, and it's like, man, like, you tripping. Like, he's like, I seen the joint. It's called the Clevelander. I'm like, oh, you stay at the Clevelander if you want to.
Bring your gat. Hope you got your travel permit for your pistol.
Yeah, you can't get brass knuckles through security.
And the plastic joint ain't gonna hold up if you really get into it.
I'm like, you stay at the Clevelander if you want to, nigga.
Fuck that, man.
And it's just
When
like
Trick Daddy say it costs the ball, dog.
it costs the ball, dog. Especially when the players on your team consider you a ball hog. Real shit. That's when a Trick better versus real shit. Like it just is like it is what it is. Like you live a certain lifestyle, right? And I tweeted it, and it kind of like had like a little mini viral situation. I'm like, keep them. We only gonna be in the room a little bit of time, people away from me. The hotel room is 70% of the vacation.
Yeah.
You might not think it is, but it is. You know why? You gotta sleep in this motherfucker. You gotta leave your things in this motherfucker. You gotta shower and bathe in this motherfucker. All the shit you buy while you're here, you gotta leave in this motherfucker. You wanna be comfortable. And I was telling this shit yesterday to my homie. I'm like, the reality of it is I live in a nice ass place, like where I live.
Yeah, now.
Like I live in a nice ass, it's a little expensive, but I live in a nice ass fucking community that's well lit and has all the trimmings, and I sleep in a big ass, soft ass king size bed. I'm not going on vacation to sleep on a massage table.
On a cot.
That's just not it. You understand? You get where I'm going with it? Like if I drive a Lexus every day, I'm not gonna rent a Honda CRV on vacation. I could have just bought the fucking Lex with me.
Right.
You know what I'm
Put the
saying?
Lex on the train.
I'm not eating Roy Rogers for dinner tonight. So when I'm on vacation, I'm not eating Roy Rogers. And it's like people don't see it like that. And it's just like, yeah, you realize when you start talking to people and telling people certain things, it's like, damn, like not everybody's doing as good as they claim to be.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm one of the people where I never was that bold. Like me, I say it all the time. What I say in JC Penney's, yo, what's up, Matt? Maybe 6. Shut the fuck up. Over here getting my $10 sweats. Give it that. Like in a heartbeat. I'm not one of them. Oh, everything is designer and like, dog. I got on $10 shorts now. Like real shit. Like I'm never that person. So it's like the other day we was having that conversation. We was at the mall and it was like the one girl. She was saying how she was like the Chanel store is right next to the Neiman Marcus at the Ball Harbor jump. They was going into the Chanel. She was like, yeah, Chanel me, please. Like, y'all worried about all these other stores. Like, what? I'm only Chanel, this and the third. And it's just like, I don't even know how to, like, I got so, like, you ever have so many joke options that you don't know which joke?
Like, you know what? I'm just going to disengage.
You know what? I'm just going to get my things and keep it moving. But it's just like, no, because I know at the end of it, it's like you're not only that person. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to just be regular. And it just, we have a lot of issues in and around our community.
Listen, it's like, I spend a lot of money on clothes and shit like that, but I also will go in Kicks USA. I did it a couple weeks ago and buy a 4 for $20 t-shirts. Like, whatever the fucking it takes to get the job done. Everything doesn't call for me to be fucking dripped up and draped out. Like that shit is it's just utility for the times when I am gonna go do something or go somewhere. I want to look nice.
But it's just crazy because
I don't lead with that shit. Like,
I'm saving it for the Patreon. Get on the Patreon because that goes into the whole Instagram shit. Get on the Patreon for this next episode. That we'll talk about that later. I'm not even going down that rabbit hole right now.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, because that's gonna be the next 45 minutes. But it's just like, that shit is really, really. You see it where it's like every industry, not just regular 9-to-5 people or people who work hourly jobs, all the way up top. Politicians is scamming.
Yes.
Like, it's just what it is. The Los Angeles Lakers tried to get Pua money. Everybody's trying to get money. You know what I mean? Like, on some flim-flam shit. So seeing this shit is just sad as fuck because it's like, goddamn, like, Big Baby's a champion. Like, you part of the Boston Mafia championship run with with KG and them. To see you scamming for bread is just like, damn, dog, like, it's sad when you see that shit, but niggas make. Has anyone? They said they arrested 15 out of the 18.
16 out of 18.
Okay. Did they release like court dates and all of that type shit?
Let's see. Let's motherfucking see. Here we go. No, not yet.
Okay, no court dates.
No court dates. Nah, nothing yet. This is all upcoming.
We almost forgot about this real quick before we do our last segment. This week's Use a Wild Boar is Rick James. Rest in peace. Rick James was on a court TV show with, I guess one of his band members was suing him for some equipment or something like that. And the band member was a, what's the proper term? Homosexual.
Yes.
And this is Rick James.
Part of the community.
In court.
Sugar in this tank, I mean, there's, a little, there's, a little sugar going on up in there. Don't say that, Rick. Don't say that. Well, he's basically homosexual, okay? Now I have a problem with that, because I love him still, okay? I mean,
It's got a little sugar going on.
little sugar going on up in there.
You can see he was trying in his best Rick James way to be politically correct, but it just came out.
I'm proud of that.
And I love him just the same.
Hey, yo. Rick, you're defending, he's suing you over 2 guitars. Well, he's a little sugar in his tank, little, sugar up in there. Like, what, yo? The motherfucker who said it to us said, yo, whatever they said Rick James did, that nigga just...
Rick James a wild boy.
I'm like, yo, Rick James crazy. Shit, a little sugar going on up in there. I know Rick James was crazy as shit to hang out with back in the day.
They got a documentary on him right now on Showtime.
On Showtime, yeah, I didn't watch it yet.
I started watching the beginning of it, like fucking Conway the Machine was on there, and I was so confused.
Oh wow!
Because he's originally from Buffalo, so they made the whole tie.
Conway seems to really be around.
Yes, he's around.
He's in the Dave Chappelle joint at the end when he shows all the pictures. He has a picture with Dave Chappelle and John Mayer and shit. I'm just like, Conway
around.
He just be the fuck everywhere now. It seemed like that shit is wild. But yeah, this week's Use a Wild Bull, definitely Rick James for that. That's easy. That's easy as shit.
He won the last 3 weeks. We just didn't have time to get it off.
Last segment on this here podcast. Being down bad, man.
We gotta hold it because it kind of goes into the Instagram shit too.
Fuck it, it's on the Patreon. Y'all missing out.
Yeah, y'all missing out. So Lil Durk, B Simone, and Woe Vicky. We got to talk about some Instagram things and how it's frying motherfuckers' brains and making people just, cross the line and do too much. So that's going to be the next Patreon episode. That'll be out tomorrow or later tonight, tomorrow / I don't know. Sometime in the next 24. But yeah, so just to give y'all a little preview, that's what it's going to be about. Lil Durk had a Instagram post about his Richard Mille that rubbed me the wrong way. Woe Vicky posted 4 fake watches the other day, got exposed by fake watch, but 2 Richies, AP, and some other shit. And then B Simone selling access to her close friends.
I will tell you this, completely off subject. I think I might be changing my barber. I like your guy.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Been going to him since I was 13, 14 years old.
A lot of y'all don't know this. Right before I left, my barber was out of town because he's just always doing something, some nonsense. So I'm like, damn, I need to get my beard shaped up. You know, I normally shave my own head, but I'm like, damn, I want to get my beard lined up. So I'm like, yo, you got a barber? Chad's like, yo, my man Molly down Southwest. So I'm like, all right, well, set it up. Chad, like, yo, I got the 11 o'clock appointment tomorrow. You want the 12? I'm like, say no more. I'll meet you there. Come down there. Now, it's very difficult to get into this place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a fortress.
It's a fortress.
It's a lair.
But he did an excellent job on my beard. Chad paid for my cut, I guess, on some ball and shit. Granted, the shape up was only $11, but, you know, it's like, he did a phenomenal job. And I'm like, damn. Like, and he actually has an appointment book that he keeps.
Yes.
I'm like...
Yeah, he live and die by that book.
Oh, yeah, no,
When
the
I
book...
called him the first time, he was like, hold on, let me see what's going on. I got to check the book.
When you bounced, I was in it with him. Everybody called. Hold on real quick, dog. Let me do the book. I'm looking at the book. 6 o'clock. Maybe that's all.
That's all it is.
I'm looking at the book. The only thing is,
Can't make an appointment appear. You know
yeah,
what I'm
I can't make nothing just
I
happen.
can't make it just happen out of thin air.
6
you know
p.m. or not, baby. You let me know. Like, yo, real shit. He definitely lived and died by the book. But he did a phenomenal job with the cut. So shout out to him.
Shout out
man.
my man Molly at Sharp Cuts on Instagram. If y'all looking to,
It's good with you because you know, trying a new barber is. You don't know how that's going to go. You don't know which way this shit is going. This shit could go any which way.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, my beard it's all I got.
Yeah, this
is it. This is it. So you fuck this up, I'm done out here. I gotta go full phase on love after this. So I don't want to do that. So it's like, no, he did a phenomenal job. I got a lot of compliments on my beard and shit.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Welcome to the mob.
Hey man, I'm around. You got anything else?
No, I got nothing else, man. As usual, we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. Go to officialtrpe.com now. Listen to all of the back catalog. Make sure y'all share the episodes, rate, comment, subscribe to everything we got going on. Go to the YouTube, same thing. Make sure y'all go and get y'all merch. The merch is flying. We got a bunch of new designs on there. If y'all haven't picked up no merch yet, everything from mugs to fucking coffee cups. Mugs, coffee cups, wall tapestries, hoodies, sweatshirts, long sleeve tees. We got everything on there. So make sure y'all go to our merch page on the TRPE website. Click the drop down menu. Go to merch. Take you right to our TeePublic page. Other than that, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We about to slide over to Patreon. If y'all not on the Patreon, make sure y'all get on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/officialtrpe. We got over 50 episodes already over there of additional content, exclusive, various little credit tips and hacks and things like that. Referral programs. We've given out, probably, I don't know, $20,000 in fucking available credit that various people have taken advantage of. People got cars and shit like that from the information that we gave out. So it's really going down over
this
there. So
getting approved for everything shit is nuts.
It's phenomenal.
It's wild as fuck. True story. Like I give it 2 months ago, I applied for the Apple card. They straight was like, no, and wouldn't even give me the path to Apple. I did a pre-qual today. They approved me, gave me a decent limit. I'm just like, oh shit. Like, it's crazy how fast you can turn your credit around.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll just randomly increase you and shit. So it's like it's decent. Like I said, it's dope getting to this point where it's like, damn, like I can get approved for like anything.
Yeah.
It's fucking up.
Like Mike from the credit game.
Like Mike from the credit game, because I got 839.
I got 830. I got 868. I don't know how.
I don't know how.
868. I just
created this shit for me.
But I was at 811. Check the day 868.
Hey.
Created a credit game for me.
The other day, I was like my score was at a 770, and today when I did the joint, they give you your score, like what they pull. Yeah, they pulled my TransUnion. It was a 773. I'm like, just like that, 3 points. The shit just go up. I don't know what's going on.
Shout out Mike from the credit.
Yeah, shout out Mike. I was cracking the fuck up. That's definitely how you think. I woke up this morning. It was 811. Yesterday 812 today.
I'm going down here. I'm trying to get a yacht. You know what I'm saying? I leave. I go for the 30 footer. I'm leaving with a 78 footer.
Yeah, bro, shit.
Get approved for everything.
Yeah, man. But at this point we could like probably be credit counselors. Like all the shit we've put together and learned. Like it's dope because it's like we don't get that teaching, that tutelage. We don't get it. That what do you say on Beverly Hills Cop? That expert tutelage. Right. We expert. What the fuck have you been telling them? we don't get that, and it's the truth. We really don't. Like you'd be surprised how many people still to this day. Like I have conversations with about like they just don't understand how the ebbs and the flows. Yeah. Like you don't unless you really have somebody A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Yeah.
you really don't understand, you know, the significance of that card being at that percentage and that at that, and making sure that you do that so that credit mix looks this way. And you know, it's a lot of reading and a lot to it, but it's become like fun now.
It's rewarding.
Like it's almost like challenging.
Once you figure it out, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, definitely.
The other day, I got a random. I put in for an increase on my cash rewards card, Navy Federal. I got a $23,000 limit. I put in for a random increase. I asked for push it to 30. They came back at 29.2. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I checked my available credit. I got all this extra available credit now. I'm like, that it helps the total picture.
Yeah.
And I'm for sure my next time TransUnion refreshes in the next 7 years, whenever that is.
Yo.
Because they just refresh whenever they feel like it. Whenever
TransUnion,
they refresh,
you ain't the fuck lying, dog.
my score will go up because I got a $6,200 increase.
I tell you, my TransUnion shot up because the other day it was like, you have 12 new changes to your TransUnion, and they're all good, but they're not new. They're the last 12 from like the last 70 days. I was like, yo, TransUnion be ridiculous, dog. They definitely report whenever the fuck
Whenever they feel
want.
like it.
Yeah.
There's no more real-time reporting. They report once or twice a month.
Well, from them. Experian,
Yeah,
the other day,
Experian is real-time.
I paid a credit card down the other day, like paid it off to a zero balance. That literally the next morning, that shit was like, your balance decreased $1,800 on this card. I'm like, Experian be on it. But TransUnion, they don't fuck around.
Yeah, they do it.
They fuck
They
around.
do fuck
Yeah,
around.
they do
fuck
fuck
around
around.
with them fuck arounds.
They fuck around with them fuck arounds. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got nothing else. We out of this joint.
Peace.
That's the way to end it.